My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe her?
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
The last time we checked in on stand-up comedian and Flagrant podcast co-host Akaash Singh, things were already rough. But now the situation has spun into full public chaos. For years, Akaash had painted his home life like some perfect love story, acting like he somehow pulled off the impossible and married the most angelic woman he could imagine. But that fairy tale mask has cracked wide open, and the internet has been tearing into both him and his wife Jaleen for weeks straight. It's like Akaash is trapped under the fallout of her messy choices, and every day brings a new hit that leaves him looking even more embarrassed. Because not only did his wife basically show everyone she's obsessed with money and flashy lifestyle vibes.
Is it just me, or is the idea of asking a girl to sign a prenup incredibly offensive? And only one way. Like, if I asked someone to sign a prenup because I had some, like, booming business, then I would be like, yeah, can you just sign this prenup because, like, I don't want to, like, lose all my money. But then, like, if a guy asked me to sign a prenup, I would be like, I would call off the wedding. Like, I would literally call off the wedding.
You would have called off the wedding if I asked you to sign a prenup?
Yeah, like, I'm not even joking.
I had no real ability to, since you were with me when I was broke. You're a sexist. That's the thing.
I'm a feminist.
That's what we code it as, but you're a sexist.
Kind of just, to me, shows like, I don't know, like, it's like kind of like you're not, like, you're already not being generous. In, like, as a man, you're already not being generous, and I feel like men should be generous.
And what should women do?
Be spoiled.
Okay. Where should they be generous?
With money.
No, where should women be generous?
Oh, like with tender love and care.
I don't think.
Well, I'm not saying I do.
There you go.
Or these fucking red pill podcast guys, like, when they tell you something, when they ask you to jump, you say how high. You're still not a man either way. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're still a little bitch, beta boy, doing whatever these fucking men tell you. Canceled by this, like, people. It doesn't affect me, especially because I genuinely don't respect them.
She also talked about her past dating history in ways that had the whole internet staring at her like, what is going on with this woman? And once people saw past that fairy tale filter Akaash kept pushing, the comments turned brutal. Sure, everybody has a past, everybody has history, everybody has some baggage, but this wasn't even about the past anymore. She was still out here publicly thirsting after her friend's husband, who people started calling Akaash 2.0, and that had the audience losing their minds. Since my last video, things in the Akaash files have gotten so much worse it almost feels unreal. More old clips of her acting wild have resurfaced. Akaash dipping out to Dubai turned into its own meme.
He's married to full time wife of gold digger of all these other things. It's a shitty thing. So honestly, she has no idea of this story. My wife and I met in 2014. I was not making much money. I was getting $25 a night in stand-up. I was on MTV shows at big dog shit money. And she was gold digger, but I didn't even have 10 to get rich, to be honest. But then in 2018, I went flat fucking broke. 34 years old, I probably made $4,000 that entire year. And we couldn't even afford it, but we didn't want to be lived in New York City. We had to move out of that apartment and move to New Jersey. I had to save up money to move to New Jersey. So we had to save on your friend's couch for almost a month. We were basically homeless for a month. So I could save money to move to New Jersey. And I remember the night before we went to the couch, we had to stay in our apartment illegally. So me and her sleeping on the Hollywood floor. I'm 34 years old. She's 25 years old. I'm looking at this girl like, man, you could go be with an Indian who's a doctor. You're a beautiful girl. You have so much ahead of you. Me, I don't know what my life is going to be. I'm 34. I'm fucking broke. This dream might not ever happen, but I'm too fucking moronic to quit it. And I have nothing to give her. It's just a light jacket. It's like October. You get nothing. So I hand her the jacket, and she said, "What's this for?" I said, "You can use it as a pillow." And then she goes, "What are you going to use?" And I said, "I'll figure it out." She handed me back the jacket. She goes, "You take this." And then she laid with her head on my chest and her arm around me the entire night. And I remember thinking in that moment, this is why I haven't shared this with her, because I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to marry this girl because I'm so broken. I'm in such a bad place and it's a dark fucking time in my life. But I know I will never find a girl that loves me this much ever again. And I will never find a girl who rides for me this hard ever again.
Baby Luck Europe is suddenly part of the storyline, and her latest podcast episode, where she tried to dunk on her haters while the score was basically 69-0 against her, just made everything even louder. And on top of that, a leaked on-stage reaction from Akaash himself dropped, and it's clear this situation is weighing on him heavy. But let's ease into it for a second before diving too deep. First off, internet detectives managed to track down what they believe was her old college roster of white frat boys she used to be connected with. And more clips have come out of her swerving away from kissing Akaash on camera, including on the very day he proposed to her for the first time. This whole story just keeps getting wilder. Right now, Akaash is basically 0 for 2. Man can't even land a proposal kiss, and if that doesn't tell people something, I don't know what will. A moment like that should have nothing but joy attached to it. When your partner drops to one knee, ready to lock in forever, there shouldn't be an ounce of hesitation from the person being proposed to. And yeah, in the last video we talked about how Akaash grew up with almost no confidence in himself, and it really feels like those insecurities are catching up to him in his personal life now. It's rough to watch for real. Fast forward to the present day, and we got Akaash flying out to Dubai with his wife and family, most likely a trip that was planned way before all the drama exploded. And of course, she documented the whole thing on TikTok like it was her own personal reality show.
May the 4th is Akaash's birthday. And
May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and every year I dread it because I have to be nice the whole day, and I have to get him something. Listen, I'm just used to being treated like a princess all day, every day, so that one day that I don't...
Oh, what torture.
Yeah. I'm like a case in point example. Like, even before my husband really started making money, he always would find little ways to spoil me, even if it didn't cost that much in the beginning. And now, like, we've gone from, like, him buying me, like, AirPods or, like, Nike shoes to now, like, you know, spending so much money at Miu Miu or Cartier or whatever. And I'm not saying that to be braggy. I'm saying that I've seen this principle like really, really work. And I truly believe that like a man that takes care of his wife is like blessed by the universe. Every successful man
Is a woman.
Wait, what is it?
What's the saying? Is a great woman.
Oh,
That was anticlimactic.
and so like when I was training my dog, this is no joke. I read this dog training book, and it says in the book, like, the true alpha of the pack is not the dog that barks all the time, is super defensive, insecure. Like, those are the red pill guys. The true alpha of the pack is the calm one.
The quiet.
The like leads with dignity.
It honestly feels like she's trying to clap back at her critics by doubling down on the same questionable vibes people were already calling out. She's out here dropping content after content about shopping at luxury stores, flexing bags and receipts like it's a sport. And the wildest part? Akaash is always in the background with that drained expression, looking like his spirit is slowly stepping out of his body. Even at the airport, she's filming herself, grabbing more cash from what folks online call the Akaash machine. And the look on his face says everything. Then you see this dude behind her, some random guy grinning like he just witnessed the funniest thing on earth, because he probably knows exactly what's happening. And look, there is absolutely nothing wrong with spoiling your partner or treating somebody you care about. People do it every day, even for folks they aren't exclusive with. But the way this situation looks online, it just hits way different. The real issue here isn't the gifts, the trips, or the flexing. It's the attitude behind all of it. There's this aura of straight-up entitlement coming off her, and nobody can tell if it's cultural, personal, or just the path she always thought she was born to walk. But one thing is loud and clear. She genuinely acts like these gifts are something she's owed, like they're part of her birthright. And that brings us to the moment she finally popped back onto her podcast, the same show she always brags about being so successful, to give her big response. And the way she talked? Man, it had people stunned.
The best fucking part is like living with your best friend
Also, it's like there's
who buys you designer shit.
And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through. New Year, hi, my name is Justine. I'm a stay-at-home wife, but I don't cook or clean because I don't feel like it. And my husband is a full-time stand-up comedian, and he buys me lots of nice things.
Now let's get this part straight. The folks she's aiming at, these so-called red pill creators, they're mostly in the top 3% of earners in the entire country. A whole lot of people already know I'm not rocking with red pill content personally. I've clowned these dudes plenty of times, but she keeps giving them more material than a whole warehouse. She's basically handing them content like it's a clearance sale. She loves talking about this idea of divine feminine energy, which is supposed to mean empathy, intuition, creativity, nurturing vibes, and emotional depth. But come on, she's openly admitted she doesn't cook, doesn't clean, doesn't bring affection, doesn't put in effort, nothing. She even said she hates celebrating the man's birthday because being nice to him for 24 hours is too much work, which is wild. Where's the divine energy in that? She's out here demanding princess treatment while giving absolutely none of the qualities that title is supposed to come with. And the craziest part? She genuinely believes in her mind that Akaash wouldn't be successful if he wasn't constantly spoiling her behind the scenes. Like his whole career is powered by her being treated like royalty. This mindset is unbelievable. Keep in mind, Akaash says he works over 320 days a year, and he's been grinding at comedy for 2 whole decades. So for her to act like spoiling her is the magic reason the universe blessed him with money and fame? That's not just a stretch. That's straight up delusional. Nobody even knew her name until about a month ago, and now suddenly she's the key to his entire career? Come on. And it's wild because she really does have that man trained up like a loyal pup, and Akaash has fully bought into this idea that he owes her everything just because she stayed with him when he was broke.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Dubai. I am getting a massage. Akash is a little tired, so he's gonna go stay sleeping. I have an appointment at Chanel, and I'm gonna run around the room because I'm so excited. I actually just ran around the room. Yeah, Zoomies. Okay. Too big on me? It's like a travel bag. It is like, it's a little big on me. I get what he's saying, but it's not like bad. Good that it matches so well. Because every time something matches, I need to buy it. Oh, the purple's nice. Yeah, I like this one. Sparkly. I love this. I had to come to Dubai to get the sparkly stuff. Alright, I can go with this one.
Also, because like, where the fuck has chivalry gone?
Yeah,
where has chivalry gone? Like, why do these men who make $60,000 a year talking about gold diggers? You don't have any gold to dig. You don't have to worry. You don't even have to worry about it. It's like, bro, we're not even talking about you, because the guys that are actually in the 1% tax bracket, they want to do like the things that my husband and Nav are doing. They want to take care of women. They don't want us to be stressed. They want to be in our divine. They want us to be in our divine feminine energy. She gets into this divine feminine energy, this divine feminine aura. In return, she starts taking care of you in a much better way. Investing in your wife is the biggest ROI that you'll ever have. Investing in your wife is not a financial burden.
He even told people she could have married a doctor, but chose him instead, like he's forever in her debt over some imaginary competition. This is where his leaked onstage response comes in. Akaash tried to share this little story with the crowd to defend the situation, but man, it just wasn't hitting. It felt more like he was scrambling, trying to patch up a sinking ship. And look, I get it on a human level. I genuinely feel bad for him having to deal with this whole internet storm. There is something meaningful about someone sticking with you when you have nothing and growing through that together. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the rewards of that loyalty once success hits. But the way she acts, the way she talks, the entitlement is through the roof. She's out here saying wild stuff on every platform, doubling down with zero awareness, and completely missing why people are reacting the way they are. That's the core issue. She doesn't see how her own words and behavior sparked all this. And that's why everyone keeps pointing, laughing, and dragging Akaash into the mess. Because from the outside, it looks like he can't see what's happening right in front of him.
Okay, so you've spent over $1 million on Corinna, and you've posted on your story, so I can say this. You haven't hit.
Bro. I was hideous.
Well, you're not a hideous guy.
Hey, you haven't seen me in high school.
Well,
Short,
what
fat,
happened?
Crooked teeth. I was just like a chipmunk.
In this last clip, you can see her whole mindset about money loud and clear. She starts talking about the idea of a man asking for a prenup before marriage, and the way she reacts tells you everything. In her eyes, because she stuck around when Akaash was broke, he's supposed to stay her permanent doormat forever. And let's be real, most stand-up comedians are lucky if they make it by their mid-30s. Sure, podcasting has sped things up for a few people, but even then, most successful folks in this world have been grinding 10 to 20 years before they see any real money. Akaash didn't wake up rich. He earned that through years of hustle and non-stop work. So when she talks like she's automatically entitled to half of everything just because she held it down back then, it exposes the whole mentality she's running with. If that clip doesn't paint the full picture, I'm not sure what will. At the end of the day, everybody makes their own choices in relationships, and if Akaash is genuinely cool living like this, then hey, Nobody can force him to see things differently. But from the outside looking in, it's clear the dynamic is getting messier each week. Meanwhile, she sees all the backlash as nothing more than incel losers, taking orders from their red pill creators, completely brushing off any real criticism and acting like it's all noise from nobodies. But anyway, let me know what you think down below. Because the way things are moving, it looks like this whole situation is only going to get worse for Akaash as time goes on. I honestly can't wait for the day Akaash finally addresses all this on the actual Flagrant podcast, because at this point, he has no choice. The longer he stays quiet, the more that comment section is going to stay looking like a digital battleground. His response is coming eventually, and trust me, I'm locked in and ready to cover it the second it drops. Thank you for watching, liking, and rocking with today's video. Comment, like, subscribe to the BeyondFame channel, share the video, and I'll see you on the next one. There's plenty more wild stories and fallen comedians to break down, so I'm out. Peace.